Alright, I'm screen recording this so I can remember how to use CSGO. Okay, so first you're going to use HLAE and you're going to go to Tools and then Developer. And this is going to be in the description. This is just my program path to CSGO. And the only other things that are important that you're going to need are some demos. And if you go into your CSGO folder and configs, you're going to need these configs, which come from this video. That's going to be on screen. It'll also be in the description. Okay. And you're going to need afxhooksource. Just the normal one, not the second one. The other one's for CS2. Alright, and then you can press OK on all these. And then press Shift F2 to load up the demo playback menu. And then load, and then you can find your demos. The demo that I have is, I already know where it's at. It's here. And then this is a demo from Duke I'm using as an example. You're gonna wanna exit, Shift F2 to exit that, and then scroll wheel. Go forward around, and then try to go through the players by just clicking around. So if you're going to record a cine, then you're going to want to make sure you're in third person. You're in first person, and then you go, if you do merge input camera, then the person's body that you're in is going to fuck up like this, and you're only going to be able to see their arms. You can press escape to get out of it, but make sure you scroll down, and then you're in third person before you do input camera. Anyway, you go to your person, which right now is Duke. I'm going to record a camera path from scratch, so merge cam path. Alright, so what you're going to do is, like I said, you're going to go into third person using the scroll wheel, and then you're going to type merge input camera, and you're going to go around, and then you can play the demo a bit. I'm going to make a really short camera path. You're going to want to create a camera path before you execute this config. I just learned that the hard way. Type CL, draw, only def notice is 1, so that way that gets out the way. And then you can adjust the tilt with Z and X. This is the same for CS2, by the way. Based on the time in the demo will be how fast you can page up and page down to go change the FOV. Type merge cam path add. You can play the demo a little bit, and then pause, and then you can make a next camera path. It has to be at least 4 points to create a camera path. After that, you can do merge cam path print. And then it'll show you all of the different keyframes and also the ticks. So you can do demo underscore go to tick and then go to the first tick. So that way it plays from there. And then merge cam path enabled 1 to actually enable the camera path. And then press escape so that way you're in like a third person. So make sure you're in third person. When you play the demo, you'll be in the camera. Now, let's say you got your camera path and now you're ready to actually export it. Now you can execute the config. Go back to the first tick of the demo, type execute underscore core, and then FE. And like I said, CL draw only def notice is 1 to get that out the way. You can type in streams and it's going to show you a list of all the different streams that you can do. I'm just going to do a basic layer and a depth layer. Make sure that these are configured, and the way that you can do this is go to your CS file. Make sure in your configs, which like I said, in your configs, in core, there should be a, what's it called? This is where it'll export to, this is the streams folder. Make sure ffmpeg is installed, and the way that you can do that is if you go to HLAE, you go to ffmpeg and make sure that this is all in here, because you're going to need this. I'm going to show you the way that uses ffmpeg to convert the clips. It converts them immediately, but apparently the maps don't line up. What you would do is you type in 1 normal, and then you would type in whatever the other one is, so I'm going to do 6 depth, and then you would record it. You're going to use these different keybinds. I'm going to use F5, so I can do a 120F. So then you would press F5, and then as you can see, it's recording. You press F1, and it's finished. And then it's going to be 21. Take 21, and now you have the normal in-depth. Now, I'm going to show you the reason why this is bad. The reason why this doesn't work is because the config that I'm using doesn't render the AVI files at the same time. Like, the actual AVI files are wrong. So no matter what config you use, if you use Ava's config to decompress these clips, it'll still be wrong because the AVI files themselves are not synced. This one immediately exports it in as files instead of like the millions of files that you'd have to VDUB. So here's the second way to do things. Alright, so now for this one, what you're going to want to do, exec afx/updateworkaround. And this is a different config. You can type merv_streams preview and then one of these. So you can type my mat. And here's the green screen layer, and then you can type in my world, and here's the world layer. Now this is the mistake that I made when I was rendering these the first time. The my world layer doesn't have the player in it. What you can do is you can just render out my mat and my world. So you can render the green screen layer and everything will be fine because you can just use that on top of my world, and it also gives you more customizability anyway. So anyway, when you're done previewing, you type merv_streams preview end. To actually render these, you're gonna do host frame rate. You're gonna do host frame rate. This is the frame rate of the clips. We're gonna do 150. And you're gonna do host timescale 0. You're gonna want to set your directory. You're gonna type merv_streams, and then you're gonna need a directory. So merv_streams record name, yeah. And then here's the directory. So now everything's set up. So then what you would do is you do merv_streams record start, and then you would start playing the demo. I'm gonna turn off def notices. When you're done recording, you can type in console merv_streams record end. I'm gonna want to open virtual dub, and that's not the right one, and that's the right one. So what you're gonna do, I'll give you an example. So first we're gonna do my mat. You take my mat and you drag and drop it in here, and as you can see, you've got your clip. And you're gonna go video and then frame rate, and then change frame rate to 50.
I'm recording at 10 FPS.
You'll press
I'm gonna make
OK.
I'm gonna make like a fucking diss
check the
tutorial just for this
compression,
shit.
and
get
you
everything
can
that
use
you got wrong.
Lagarth lossless codec, and then
Oh
you
my
can
fucking
configure it.
no,
And then-
no!
and then
You're
gonna
gonna
save,
edit Lagarith?
and then save as AVI. Boom.
Dude, this is gonna be so slow in
And
After
then
Effects, man.
you can hide these two. This is gonna be difficult to use because it's AVI. Now what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to change these from AVI. So the AVI files here, actually, these are all synced because I did the method that's like doesn't immediately ffmpeg compress them. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna use Ava's tool. There's a program that you need to be able to run this tool called Git. You're gonna get. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna open this up. Skip factor, basically, if you want the clips to be at a different frame rate, the skip factor is how many frames it skips. If you want to like significantly lower the frame rate, so you can skip every other frame, and that way it'll make it like it'll have the FPS. Now you have MOV files. Change the opacity. As you can see, look, it actually syncs, and so does the depth map. You know why? Because you didn't use that stupid method that the other one was, where it's like, oh, you can immediately compress it using ffmpeg, but then it's a pain in the ass because it doesn't actually sync properly. These are files that I use the Ricky config that automatically converts it into video files. Do you see how off this depth map is from the clip? I tried everything. I tried changing the keyframes. I tried time remapping it. It did not fix. Now look, this one is fixed. Yeah, but the tool isn't out, is it? Yeah, the tool isn't out. Yeah. All right. This is perfect. This is perfect. And look. It's if you zoom in, look. There's no issues.